or malicious actors, they're pretending or masquerading to be a person that we know, or maybe they're pretending to be one of our favorite shopping stores or a representative from a company that we maybe work with, right? Like our insurance company or our banking institution. Or maybe in such states, such situations right now, our university or our college, right? So these malicious people come at us from all different aspects. They come at us through email, through phone calls. They come at us through regular mail, and even through social media sites. So it's a form of social engineering to try to get valuable information out of us. The valuable information could be money. They may ask for money. They may ask for banking information or our private, personally identifiable information like social security number or date of birth. Maybe they may even ask for logins and passwords so they can hack into our devices. So today's speakers and panelists for our spam and phishing webinar are hopefully going to be able to provide to you information so you can be more aware about what spam and phishing is and how not recognizing what spam and phishing is puts you in jeopardy. It puts you at risk, especially in today's remote world, right? So it is my pleasure to introduce our hosts for today. And I'm hoping that this webinar will bring to you a little bit of awareness and knowledge so that you can protect yourself and be more digitally responsible as you do work from home, teach from home, and other activities from home. So today's panelists, our speakers are Elliot Perez and Tramel Thomas. Many of you know who they are already. Those of you who do not know, Elliot is our college's systems manager and Tramel is our service desk manager. Both provide user support to our college community, faculty, staff, and students in all aspects of our technology. And they are far too aware of the consequences that have been brought about to our college community by these malicious actors, especially through spam and phishing. So Elliot, do you want to take it away?
Yes, thank you, Rita. Thank you so much. Okay, so let's start. As Rita said, this presentation deals with spamming and phishing. We're going to be discussing how to identify them. We're going to be defining, and we're going to be showing some examples of different types. Okay. As Rita said, we have panelists on. We have Miss Rita Uding, Tramel Thomas, James Cronin, myself, Pak Tom. We have other individuals online. If you have a question, please feel free to post your question in the chat, and one of the panelists or myself, depending, can answer that question. Okay? So today's agenda, we're going to be talking about spamming and phishing. We're going to define it. Types of spam and phishing attacks. Avoid being a victim. Tips for victims and helpful links. Okay, so what is spam? Okay, the word spam is applied to an email means unsolicited bulk email. Unsolicited means that the recipient has not granted permission for the message to be sent. Bulk means that the message is sent as part of a large collection of messages, all having essentially identical content. There are several types of spam. We have email, regular email. It clogs up your inbox and distracts you, right? We also have a type of spam that is called SEO, Search Engine Optimizer, okay? This is the process of optimizing your online content so that a search engine likes to show it on the top of result. For example, when you go to Google and you type a keyword, usually you get your reply on the first couple of links of Google, right? But spammers are out there trying to get their sites, one of those first sites up there, so it can trick you, okay? There are two types. There's content. Spammers like the popular keywords on a website so the site may rank higher in searches for those keywords. And there's links, a blog comment or a forum post that is filled with unrelated links to have more traffic on their website. Then we have social networking. Fake throwaway accounts on popular social network platforms. So, social networking spam is directed specifically to a user of internet social networking services such as Google+, Facebook, Pinterest, LinkedIn, MySpace. Expert estimates that there are many as 40% of social networking accounts are used for spam. These spammers can utilize social networking search tools to target certain demographic segments, or use common fan pages or groups to send notes from fraudulent accounts. Such notes may include embedded links, unwanted content, or other product sites designed to sell something. Spammers, however, frequently change addresses from one throwaway account to another throwaway account and are hard to track. Mobile text messaging is also another form of spamming. Okay. It includes push notifications to draw your attention to an offer. Then we have messaging similar to email spam, but quicker. The blast messages are sent on an instant messaging platform, including WhatsApp, Skype, Snapchat. Okay. Most spam emails are irritating and at times consuming, but some spam is positively dangerous to handle. Usually email scams are trying to get you to give up your bank details so that imposters can either withdraw money or steal your identity. Okay? So, what is phishing? Phishing is a type of social engineering attack often used to steal your data such as a login credential, banking, credit card, or personal information. The attacker usually uses an email or a malicious website, usually occur by clicking on a link to acquire your information or to infect your machine with malware or viruses. In other words, phishing is an online form of identity theft. It's a method of falsely obtaining personal information by sending fake emails to unsuspected recipients that look like they come from a trusted source, such as a bank or a legitimate company. The personal information targeted by phishing generally include, as I stated before, password, even social security number, account information, and credit card detail. There are 5 common types of phishing attack occurring today: email, spears, whaling, smishing, phishing, and angular phishing. Let's review these types. Okay, so what is the difference between spamming versus phishing? Let's look at the definition on the site. The difference between spamming and phishing is the intent of the spammer or phisher. Spammers are usually selling a product and wants you to purchase it. By spamming users, spammers can be an effective technique for promoting their product, offer, or service, but the product and or service may be of low quality or fraudulent. Okay? As opposed to a phisher. They are cyber criminals seeking to gain access to your sensitive personal information, either via deception or using malware. Okay? So how do you recognize spam? Usually we have 4 bullets listed here: health and medical services. You receive the email, miracle cure, weight loss shortcuts, dietary supplements. These are the types of email that draw you in, but usually ask you for information, but they don't provide much. Computer, internet, and technologies, software or hardware offer, internet or mobile services advertisement. Service enrollment attempts you to log in to a long-term service, such as educational programs or insurance policies. Financial services and reward promise to help you lessen monetary woes with a low interest loan, debt assistance, etc. In other words, they're asking for information. They want to bring you in. They want to get your personal information. For your information, this is some numbers that the college administrative email system spamming filter. In other words, this is what we're currently blocking at City Tech for administrative email. Okay, the last 30 days, we blocked 124,000 of 278 emails. And you see the DNSBL, technically that means DNS blacklist. This is a spammer blacklist that allows a website administrator to block messages from specific systems that have a history of sending spam. Okay? The last 7 days, we blocked 37,000. Okay? The last 30 days for spam, we blocked 548,000. In 7 days, 134. Let's talk about virus. We blocked over 1,325 in the last 30 days, and the last 7 days is 380. It's a lot of blocking of emails.
Elliot, I wanted to jump in just a minute.
Sure.
Is that one column we didn't include in here is that there is a large number of these types of malicious email that actually have gotten through the spam filter. And then finally our spam filter, because it's built on AI, learned about that they're bad mail and it was able to pull them out of the mailboxes. But there's over hundreds that actually go through and they pass through the spam filter. And then finally we recognize it and we're able to pull them back. So there's a lot of bad activity happening and it's real hard to keep up.
Yes, it is. Thank you, Rita. Yes, some do get through. Thank God for the systems that we put in place. It learns, it knows, and then it takes out of people email boxes, okay? So the Federal Trade Commission in 2018 listed the following statistics. There were more than 1.4 million fraud reports where people lost money to fraud. People lost over 1.25 billion on fraud. The top reports were imposter scam, debt collection, and identity theft. I was surprised to see that younger people report losing money more often than the older people. Okay, but when people in their 70s did lose money, the amount tends to be higher. So they know who they're targeting. Okay? Email phishing. Okay? Let's define what email phishing is. An email phishing attack is an attempt to steal sensitive information via an email that appears to be from a legitimate organization. It is not target attack and is usually sent to many individuals simultaneously. So they're not looking for somebody, they're just blasting and trying to get someone. An attacker may send several fraudulent messages to mimic actual emails from a spoofing organization. This is done by using the same phrase, typeface, logo, and signatures makes the message appears legitimate. So phishing is an online form of identity theft. It is a method of falsely obtaining personal information by sending fake emails to unsuspected recipients that looks like they come from a trusted source, such as a bank or legitimate company. The personal information targeted by phishing generally include passwords, social security number, account information, and credit card. So let's see an example of a phishing email. Okay, here we have an example of phishing email. Subject, urgent job opportunity. Urgent, okay? From John Doe at mail.citytech.cuny.edu, the date, and it states, good day. Are you seeking for a flexible part-time job? You can work from home and earn $500 and above weekly. If interested, kindly contact Mr. Leon Thomas via email, leon.thomas at Warner, different email than the one that it came from. And also include your full name, alternate email address, phone number, or urgent detail of employment. Regards, academic career opportunity. Okay? Let's analyze this real quickly. It's too good to be true email, right? Okay. These emails that which motivates the recipient to click on a link or open attachment or send personal information. If the sender of the email is unfamiliar or the recipient did not initiate the contact, the likelihood is that this is a phishing email. In this example, we could see that the sender is asking for personal information to a different email account. So the email came from John Doe, and he wants you to send personal information to a different email. And they're asking for an alternate email address. Sometimes most of us have separate emails, and we use an alternate email to get access to one primary email in case you're locked out. So the purpose of the alternate email is to try to break into your email account using that alternate email or vice versa, okay? So this is an example of a phishing. It wants information from the recipient.
Elliot,
Also,
go ahead.
Yes.
Also, Elliot, if I can point out,
By all
these
means.
phishing attacks that users or people are constantly getting in their inboxes, there's a sense of urgency. So
Correct.
that's another red flag. A sense of urgency is there to provide the information, whether it's your banking information or your sensitive information. So that's something, a red flag that end users should look out for. So in this demonstration here, or the example here, phone number for urgent details of employment, there's always a sense of urgency created in those communications.
Write it in the email, urgent,
Right.
in the
So
subject.
One of the other items I wanted to point out is Elliot mentioned a word called spoofing earlier. So this message example is sent from john.doe@mail.citytech.cuny.edu. Now, this may not be the actual sender. If the email header is viewed, you may see that it's not really coming from john.doe, but some other email account. So john.doe@mail was an account that was spoofed. In other words, it looks like it's coming from this account, but it's really coming from a different email account. If I explained that correctly, let me know, guys.
Yes, like Rita said, I've seen everybody could create a Gmail account. The user ID is actually the email dot. It could be the email at Gmail, and when it's displayed, they just display the user ID. And when users see it, they actually see an email address and thinking that it's legit.
Right.
Thank you, guys. Spear phishing. I love the term. What is spear phishing? A spear phishing attack targets a specific person, group, or individual of your enterprise, as opposed to a random users as an email phishing attack. The attack is done to acquire information or access a system. It requires special knowledge about an organization, including its power structure. In other words, organization, who's in charge of payroll, who's in charge of accounts payable, who's in charge of CIS, so they need to know that structure. And most of that structure can be found on the internet. Okay.
So if I can give an
Sure.
example of that, I mean, this has happened recently where there has been an email, a phishing email that was sent from President Hotzler to myself and VP Kyrol asking us to transfer money from one account to another. So luckily I delete most of these things because I can recognize it. But VP Kyrol had accidentally thought, because we were having a conversation specifically relating to this transferring of funds, and he had emailed our business manager asking, can you transfer some of this money because President Hotzler's asking to transfer the money. So in this conversation, before we actually did any kind of transactions, we recognized that it was a phish. But that's how sneaky this email was, because it really looked like from President Hotzler. It was signed by President Hotzler. He addressed us, hi Rita, hi Miguel. And it was, unless we really looked through each and every line of this email, it was very realistic. That's how sneaky these malicious actors are nowadays.
Yeah. Like I always say, if you're not sure, you make a phone call to the recipient. Hey, did you send me this email? Nowadays, everybody has a, you just call. Don't hesitate to make that phone call to the sender to confirm the email and the information requested. Okay, so yes, Rita.
No, that's it. I was just going to reiterate. I mean, if you know the person that is the sender, verify. Are they really asking for that information? Are they really asking you to click something? If you don't know the person, that's more of a red flag. Why are you asking me for information? What is it that you're going to do with it? Let me look more clearly, more deeply into this email as to why Target or whatever email it's coming from is asking me for this information.
Correct. Thank you, Rita. So how do we recognize these spear phishing? An email or social media message from a familiar or trusted source requesting your personal information, such as an account, a password, a PIN, social security, or access code. Message containing odd grammar or poor word choice or misspellings. An email that appears to be from a manager or a colleague at work that includes an urgent request, key term, urgent request for money or financial information. Okay, yes.
And also be careful, because if you see a logo, a lot of these are now more savvy. They will download logo of the company or wherever they're trying to pretend from and put it into the email, which makes the email more believable. So they are very, very good at what they're doing.
Yes. How do you think they got 1.24 million? Yeah, so they're getting sneaky. I think they're doing more spamming and more phishing than malware attacks. Okay, so anything that contains a strange or unexpected attachment. Okay, so when you receive an email such as this, you can verify, like we've talked, we can verify by making a phone call. We can verify, if there's a link embedded, you can verify that share link. If you are sure about the sender email address and the name, make sure that the link embedded in the hypertext does not lead to a fraudulent website. We all know that if we bring a mouse over a link, it shows you the link that is coming for. So you should see that link. Okay, any attachment, you should scan these attachments. Okay, so let's see an example of a spear phishing. Okay, so here we have a Netflix email sent to a targeted specific person, right? So let's look at the sender email. It does not have a Netflix domain, if you noticed. Let me hold on one second. If you notice, okay, the domain is at IEUWGFIUWEGIFI. What is that? Netflix should have its own domain. They should have their own subdomains. Okay, so that is key. Okay, let's look at the next one. Hi, customer. Customer. If you have a Netflix account, they should know who they're sending it, right? Shouldn't there be a customer name there? Even a last name? Spelling and grammar. Let's look at the spelling and grammar. Your auto payment cannot process. Your subscription period will end on January 22nd, 2020. Click here to update payment method. Please update your payment method for continuing Netflix features. So let's look at this real briefly. I feel, hey, I'm a customer person of Netflix. My name should be there. Your auto payment cannot process. That doesn't sound correct, right? Your subscription period will end when, spell the word out, Wednesday, January 20, and click here, right there, click here. We don't know what we're gonna click to update your payment method. Please look at the way they spell method down here. Okay, the first thing I will do, this email will be flagged as phishing email. Okay, and if you don't have a Netflix account, just delete it. Okay, and if you do receive a Netflix account email, I don't think they ask for payment method verification online. No, they don't. Okay, most companies will not ask you for that online in an email or in a text message. Okay, so let's continue. Any questions? Okay. All right. Whaling phishing. What is whaling phishing? Whaling phishing attack targets high-ranking employees such as CEOs or upper management employees who have access to sensitive information. This attack is done to steal data from companies. The attacker's goal is to manipulate the victim into authorizing an executive into revealing personal or corporate data, most often via email or website spoofing. These attacks are more difficult to detect than standard phishing attack. So that said, cyber criminals use whaling attacks to impersonate senior management in an organization, hoping to leverage their authority to gain access to sensitive data and money. They use information they find in the internet and often social media to trick employees. Okay? So how do we recognize whaling? Does the sender email address looks correct? Are there added numbers or letters to the email address? Does it use the correct domain? Check for spelling, grammar errors in the subject line or in the body of the email. An email that appears to be from a manager or a colleague at work that include an urgent request for money or from your financial information should not be there. It should not be there. So let's see an example of this. Okay, sounds very similar to the one that Rita stated. Dear Sean, it's Roger here, the CFO. Are you busy? I am out of the office and I need you to process a wire transfer for me today. Let me know when you are free so I can send you beneficiary detail. Thank you. Send from my iPhone, okay? This email scenario, right? In the email, it appears to come from a company CFO directing the user, Sean, to complete a wire transfer, correct? They come from a legitimate sound email or a spoofing email and mix in the right names and detail to make it sound legitimate. Always verify if this email is legit. If this person works for Sean, or maybe Sean works for somebody underneath that works, make that phone call, verify that email before you do any kind of transfer of data, information, okay? Any questions, anything? Okay. I like this term, smishing and vishing. Okay, so let's define what is the difference. Smishing is an SMS enabled phishing that delivers malicious short links to smartphone users, often disguised as an account notice, a price notification, political message, links to risky sites, or requests to download a malicious app on a smartphone. Phishing is a type of social engineering done by scammers via phone about free offers or informing you that you have won a prize, but in order to attain this free prize, you first must pay for shipping and handling. Okay? So these types of phishing attack, they try to lure victims via SMS messages and even voice calls. Both rely on the same emotional appeal employed in traditional phishing scams and are designed to drive you into urgent action. Key term, urgent actions.
So
Yes,
Elliot,
Rita. Uh-huh.
so I mean, I'm sure many of you here have gotten the car insurance voice messages. I get one
Yes.
every Monday afternoon. Every Thursday afternoon, I get a offer from Marriott Hotels. And this is all in my voicemails. So now in this case, I have actually blocked those phone numbers, but they still keep coming back because they changed the phone numbers
Correct.
and they leave messages. I've also gotten many texts for different offers. And again, you can block these numbers from your phone, but they do keep continuously coming because they'll change the number and they'll try again. They're relentless.
Yes, they are. I keep blocking. At the end of the month, I look at my phone, how many numbers I blocked? Like, it's, these are called throwaway accounts. So how do we recognize smishing and phishing? Be aware of links that may trigger a download of an app. Don't send sensitive information in response to strange texts. Be mindful of text message claiming to offer free gifts but require your financial information. The caller claims to be the IRS employee requesting financial information. IRS will never contact you. Phone call, nothing, no. They will send you a letter. The caller asks for verification of your personal information, for verification, okay? Let's see an example of this type of spam. Okay, here we have two examples, okay? The first one is from TurboTax, okay? Tax time, they go rampant with these, okay? So, do you know the sender of this email? It's best that you go up here. Why is Turbo, I don't know if you guys can see it too well or not, but it comes from a gmail.com. Why is TurboTax sending you an email from gmail.com? That's a flag automatically. Have you checked the link? When you bring your mouse over it, it should tell you where is it going to. And number 3, does the email contain grammatical errors? If so, be suspicious, like kickoff, comma, you know? So that alone should flag this email, okay? The second one is text messaging. We all love text message, okay? So this text message, your Standard Bank account has been blocked. All services have been withdrawn. Go to this website to reactivate now. Mm-mm. Usually banks do not send you links in text messages. You may opt for notification. Yes, you want to know when a check clears or your balance is over or this and that. Those notifications, you are requesting it, and you usually go to that site and you ask for those notifications. But a bank sending you a link, no. That right now should alert you that this can be some kind of smishing or phishing attempt to get your personal information. Okay? As you know,
Yeah, I just wanted to also point out is that, so sometimes these banks or these companies may send you a text, but you would expect a text for some reason or another because they're maybe for a number, right? A reset number or something like that. But that's because you're doing an activity at the moment and you're waiting for some sort of text message to come to you. So this
correct.
is why I understand that it is very tricky because in blanket, you can't say that they will never text you because these things are happening. You are receiving texts, you are receiving voice messages, but the only time you would receive those type of things is when you're actively doing something at the moment.
And you
I'm
request it.
hoping that makes sense. If it doesn't, I can talk more about it. Please submit something on the chat.
Okay. Okay, so we'll continue. We'll come back to if anybody has a question. Okay. Angular phishing. Angular phishing is the practice of masquerading as a customer service account on a social media that con customers into revealing their personal information. Basically, Angular phishing does the same to its victims. Cyber criminals create false social media accounts of company, especially bank, on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and they try to get your information. So how do we recognize these Angular phishing? Let's look at these bullets here. Check the keywords in the body of the message, including phrases such as bank or wire transfer, which are often suspicious. Requests to contact customer support because your account may be canceled. The caller claims to be an IRS employee requesting financial information. We know what the IRS does. The caller asks for verification of your personal information, links or attachment in email that comes from anonymous sources. Okay, so let's see an example of this type of email, of this type of phishing. PayPal. Okay, so here we have a PayPal email. On this example, we don't have the sender information, but it states, information about your account, warning, your PayPal account was limited. Your account has been limited temporarily in order to protect it. The account will continue to be limited until it is approved. Once you have updated your account record, your information will be confirmed and your account will start to work as normal once again. The process does not take much more than 5 minutes. Once contacted, follow the steps to activate your account. We appreciate your understanding as we work to ensure security. I love the last one. We work to ensure security. Click here to confirm your account information. Department review, all that information. Looks legit, right? Okay. I personally will not click on the link. Okay.
Right.
I will
So, I'm sorry,
go, Rita.
Elliot, go ahead.
Go.
So what I wanted to say is that, of course, maybe we know that we're not going to click on the link, but I have a PayPal account and I am nervous that something is going to happen. in
Right.
any of these type of phishing attacks, right? The best approach is go to your PayPal account. Go open up a
Yes.
web browser, open your PayPal account, and see what's happening. The same issue with the Santander banking account. If you truly feel that there may be something wrong and you need to respond, go directly to that institution or application or whatever it is that you need to resolve, right? Go to your bank and see, log on their website and see what is, if there isn't any kind of issue. Never
Correct.
go through an email or a text. Just go directly to them, to the known source. Thank you, Jimmy.
No problem. Like I was saying, I will go to a different web browser, log into your PayPal and see if there's any errors. I will contact the support number listed on the website after you log in. The same thing with your credit cards. You have a bank credit card, there's a number in the back. Why are you going to click on that link? Turn your card over, there's a telephone number for support, and you call that number. So, how to avoid being a victim? Okay. Protect your device by using security software. We all know, we all have our computers, we're all working from home. We all have, like right now on my desk, I have my cell phone, computer, and a tablet. Okay? You protect these devices. Make sure your antivirus updated. Make sure your OS is updated. I personally purchase an additional software to protect my devices. I'm heavily used into Malwarebytes. Okay? Protect your mobile phones by setting software to update automatically. I personally don't do my update automatically, but some people do. There's two types of updates when it comes to your phone. There's the OS update and there are apps update. Okay? So when you protect your mobile phones, you make sure you do your OS updates. I like to visit my apps and update manually. This is my personal preference. But I go in once a week and see what's happening, what's going on, and I look at them and I take a survey. Oh, do I still need this app? No. Oh, when was the last time I accessed this app? Why is this app running so much in the background? Do I really need it? No. Okay, I'm going to delete it. That's just me. I'm hoping most people will follow that, but it does help. Protect your account by using multi-factor authentication, otherwise known as MFA. That's what Rita was talking. Let's say you're logging into a bank and you type in your user and your password, you're waiting for that PIN number to come on your phone. That PIN number comes, you type in that PIN number, that verifies that that is you. That is what is called multi-factor authentication. If you have that option, I strongly recommend that you enable it. If it's there, use it. It does work. I know it's extra, God forbid, this and that. You got to go make sure you have your cell phone with you and do that, but it works. Protect your data by backing it up on a regular basis. This is true. I back up my data, even if it's on a USB drive, even if it's on a external hard drive. I truly back up data. I don't back up applications because if something goes wrong, applications can be reinstalled, applications can be downloaded again, but backup is crucial. There is also the option of cloud. Some people use cloud. We have the OneDrive, you pay for that service, so you can use that. Anybody needs to add anything? Did I miss anything, guys?
So I wanted to add, Elliot, thank you so much for that. Basically, this whole presentation, anything that we've said here, I think many of you probably are aware of it, but what it boils down to is take it slow. Think before you click anything. Think before you provide any information. Because everything that we've stated here, these malicious actors are getting smarter and smarter a lot faster than any presentations we can provide you or any proof point spam filtering we can enable. right? It all boils down to you as an individual looking at what that content is. Don't click anything that looks a little suspicious. Take the time to see if it is suspicious. You know, take the time to see who's sending it. Take the time to see what you're clicking. Don't provide information that's important information like your banking information, your date of birth, your social security numbers or
Even if
account
it's your last 4 digits, don't.
Right. Don't think about what it is, why they're asking for that information. And if you do need to provide information, go directly to the source whenever possible, right? For students, I don't know if there's any students online here, but many of our students have been getting job offer scams and a lot of them have become victim of providing information and taking information from these scammers. So this specific example, which many of you might be aware of, is that students have been offered jobs and the sender has looked like a City Tech individual, right? And of course, if it's coming from my college, I am going to try to get a job and, you know, provide my information. So what's happened is students have provided their financial institution information, their banking information, and they have been promised that they would get money in their bank account. Now, you got to use a little bit of reason and sense here. Some of these have taken payments or given information so they can take payment before there's been even a job that they've conducted. I mean, that's a red flag, right? Why will anyone pay me before I even work? Number two, I'm never ever going to provide financial information through a email account, even if it's coming from my boss, my brother, my workplace. You should never ever provide financial information through those methods. Go directly to the source, directly through the source. So essentially, that's all what we hope that you'll take from this. You know, all the names of spear phishing, phishing. I mean, great. It all boils down to just be careful what you do, what you click, and who you give information to. That's my little spiel there. Thank you,
Thank,
Elliot.
thank you, Rita. That is, be careful. Think before you click. Think before you submit. That is key. So tips for victims of phishing attack. It happens. It happens. So simple tips for those who have been, God forbid, hacked or got your data. First thing is change your password immediately. Simple but effective. Okay? It's simple, but it's effective. You change password, change them all. Even if you're not associated, let's say it happened to your email, change your bank password, change all your password, scan all your device that you use to go online. Make sure that antivirus, make sure that OS is updated, make sure your DAT file, everything is up, just scan it. Contact your bank and credit card institutions. Even if you were hacked by one card, contact them all, okay? File a police report with your local precinct. This will help you not being liable in the future for anything. And also it helps when you generate this report, it'll probably go to their department of cybersecurity or whatever, and they will keep track and they could, excuse me, know what's happening. And basic, request a free credit report at least once a year. Some people have monitoring software that monitors and you get your report, but at least once a year, you should get a free credit report and look at it. Make sure you have this account. Make sure this is your account, okay? I was affected that way. I had a credit card, there was a credit card listed in mine, which was not mine. It happens. Yes, Rita.
So just to add to what Elliot is saying is that if you have a college-owned device, you should be able to scan with the antivirus that's already in it. You can call our help desk and they can help you in scanning your devices if there's any issues. If you have been a victim, obviously contact the help desk. You can contact myself, you can contact Jimmy, you can contact Tramel or Elliot, and we will provide you with some steps and best practices, just like what we have here, in what to do next if you have clicked that link or provided that information. Additionally, if you have your own personal device, invest in a antivirus or malware application. I think Elliot mentioned that early on, that he utilizes Malwarebytes. There's a lot of them out there. I know there is free ones. Malwarebytes is a free one, which is pretty decent, but all the free ones don't provide the continuous scanning of when you get into a website. So you may want to invest a little bit of money on a device that you do a lot of, I don't know, banking and things of that nature with. Okay.
Thank you, Rita.
Thank
So, as we stated, these are some helpful links just in case. We have the first link, which is the FBI spoofing and phishing. The second one is identitytheft.gov, where information is lost or exposed. When your information is lost and exposed, you can go to this site and they will tell you how you can help. How can they help you? Third link is the Cyber Infrastructure Security Agency, how to be cyber safe. Okay. This actually concludes the presentation. You know, if anybody has any questions, by all means, they can. Let me stop sharing this here. And we have the panelists. I have my chat. Okay. Any questions, please feel free to post, or you can email us all, or you can email help desk and they will send the emails to one of us. So it's helpdesk.citytech, helpdesk@citytech.cuny.edu.
So I wanted to also add is that we need to start thinking differently. We wouldn't leave our front door of our house open or our apartment open, right? We wouldn't give the key to any person. We wouldn't let any stranger into our home, or if someone knocks at our door and says, oh, can you give me this or that? We wouldn't do that in the real physical world. That same mentality now we have to transfer when we surf the net, when we send emails or receive emails. It's that same cultural change we need to have in our mind for what we do as a person physically, we need to do in our digital lives as well.
Okay. We will be posting these seminars online, hopefully, right, Rita? And that's where you can find the ones you missed or the upcoming ones. Like next Thursday, we're going to be having data privacy for faculty and staff. That is going to be for next Thursday, October 22nd at the same time at 12:45.
And everyone, feel free to visit the cybersecurity website. I mean, there's a lot of very valuable information that's there. There's a lot of information regarding if you've been a victim of identity theft and things of that nature, and what to do about it, and resources that are available to you.
Yes, let me bring that up.
If you do receive a phishing email or that is to your college account, you can certainly send it to exchangeadmin@citytech.cuny.edu. And oftentimes we will try to block it if it hasn't already been blocked in our spam filtering system.
Yes, thank you, Rita, for that. What I want to say is don't just forward it. Don't go forward and then just put Exchange Admin. Forward as an attachment. That is the most important, because when you forward the email as an attachment, it keeps the email intact, headers and information that helps us. Okay, right now I'm displaying the CityTech cyber security website. We completed last week the protecting your home digital. Today is the spam phishing. Next Thursday will be the data privacy for faculty and staff. And the last one was protecting your digital classroom. We also have videos posted about password data handling, computer theft. Please visit. And then you could try the cybersecurity trivia. Are you a cybersecurity know-it-all? See what happens. I want to thank you all for coming and participating. Again, feel free to email helpdesk@citytech.cuny.edu with any questions, concerns, or even a comment. It will be greatly appreciated. Thank you all. Okay.
Thanks, everyone.
Go ahead, Elliot. Kick us all out.